This deck is honestly so fun. As you can see from the title, let's learn how to play Palkia VSTAR with Dusknoir. In this video, we're going to go over the deck list, explanation of the cards, some test hand, and a gameplay on Pokemon TCG Live. And as always, all the timestamp will be down below. Let's start off with the deck list. For the Pokemon, you have 2 Origin form Palkia V, 2 Origin form Palkia VSTAR, 1 Froakie, 1 Greninja EX, 3 Duskull, 1 Dusclops, 2 Dusknoir, 1 Radiant Greninja, 1 Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, 1 Festivity EX, 1 Rotom V, 1 Mew EX, and 1 Squawkabilly EX. For the supporter, you have 4 Iono and 1 Irida. For the items, you have 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 1 Buddy Buddy Hoffin, 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball, 4 Rare Candy, 2 Earthen Vessel, 4 Trekking Shoes, 4 Night Stretcher, 1 Lost Vacuum, 1 Switch, 1 Counter Catcher, and 1 Prime Catcher. For the Stadium, you have 3 Pokestop, and for the energies, you have 7 Water. And here's the overview of the deck. Now let's go over all the cards and why it's in there. Starting off with the Pokemon, we have Origin Form Palkia V, which evolves into Origin Form Palkia VSTAR, which will be your main attacker of this deck. For 2 Water Energy, it does 60 damage, plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon in play. And yes, that includes yours and your opponent. So maximum damage he can do is 260. But that's not all, he also has a VSTAR ability, which lets you accelerate 3 Water Energies from your discard pile to any of your Water Pokemon. It's a good ability to accelerate Water Energy into any of your Water Pokemon. But since it's a VSTAR ability, you can only use it once per game. So use it wisely. Next we have Froakie, which evolves into Greninja EX. This will be your secondary attacker. His first attack, Shinobi Blade, costs 1 Water Energy and does 170 damage. Plus, you can search your deck for any card and add it to your hand. His second attack, Mirage Barrage, for 1 Water Energy and 2 colorless, you can do 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. But the only thing is you have to discard 2 of the energies. Since Palkia is weak to Lightning, you have Greninja EX as your backup attacker. Since he is a Terra Pokemon, his type is Fighting. This is good against Miraidon, Iron Thorns, or any Lightning type decks. Next, we have the Dusknoir line. Duskull, Dusclops, and Dusknoir. We're mainly going to talk about the ability of Dusclops and Dusknoir. Dusclops has the ability that lets you put 5 damage counter onto one of your opponent's Pokemon. But if you use the ability, it is knocked out. Dusknoir does the same thing, except it does 13 damage counters. And yes, if you use the ability to blow itself up, your opponent does take 1 prize card. Since Palkia maximum damage can only do 260 damage, Dusknoir is really nice to have. Or you can even blow up 2 Dusknoir to knock out 1 big Pokemon. The Dusknoir line is so broken. Next we have Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. This will be your end game attacker. His attack does 240 damage, but because of its ability, his attack costs 1 less energy per prize card your opponent has taken. Extremely good late game attacker. Squawkabilly EX is there for its ability. If it's your very first turn, you can discard your whole hand and draw 6. I find myself using this card every single game, especially if you have a bad hand, you can draw 6 fresh cards. Next we have Radiant Greninja, Festivity EX, Rotom V, and Mew EX. These guys are your draw supporter. Radiant Greninja's ability lets you draw 2 cards as long as you discard 1 energy. Even though he's your draw supporter, he also has an attack that's very useful. For 2 Water Energy and 1 colorless, you can do 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, but you do have to discard 2 energies from him. In certain situations, you can use Palkia VSTAR's ability to power this guy up. Festivity EX lets you draw 3 cards if your Pokemon was knocked out last turn. Rotom lets you draw 3 cards but it ends your turn. This is mainly used during your first turn. Lastly, Mew EX ability lets you draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. This really helps to fight against Iono, Roxanne, or even Unfair Stamp. Next we have the supporters, which we really don't have much in this deck. Iono lets you draw and disrupt your opponent's hand. Quick tip, make sure you blow up your Dusknoir before using Iono. That way your opponents draw less cards. Irida lets you search out 1 Water Pokemon and 1 item card. Basically it's to search out Palkia, Froakie, or Radiant Greninja, and whatever items you need in your current situation. Moving on to the items. Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, and Buddy Hoffin lets you search out your Pokemon. Nest Ball can search out any basic Pokemon. Ultra Ball lets you search out any Pokemon as long as you discard 2 cards. And Buddy Hoffin lets you search out any Pokemon with 70 HP or less, which you only have 2 in this deck, Froakie and your Dusclops. Heavy Ball lets you look at your prize card, and if there's any basic Pokemon in there, you can replace the Pokemon with a Heavy Ball. Since you're running so many basic Pokemon with only 1 copy, this is really important. Rare Candy lets you skip an evolution. It's mainly there to evolve your Duskull all the way to Dusknoir without Dusclops, as well as Froakie into Greninja EX without the Frogadier. Earthen Vessel lets you search out 2 energy from your deck as long as you discard 1 card from your hand. Trekking Shoes let you look at the top card of your deck. You can either put that in your hand or discard it and draw a new one. It's a good card to find what you're looking for or just thin out your deck. Night Stretcher lets you put a Pokemon or a basic energy from your discard pile back into your hand. And yes, we're running 4 of these because you want to bring back your Duskulls, so you can set them up and blow them up again. Lost Vacuum lets you put a tool or a stadium into the Lost Zone, but you have to put 1 card from your hand into the Lost Zone as well. Switch lets you switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Counter Catcher lets you switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active, but only if you have more prize card than your opponent. So if you use Dusknoir's ability to put damage onto your opponent's Pokemon but they aren't knocked out, your opponent still takes a prize, so now you can use Counter Catchers freely. Prime Catcher lets you switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active, but you also gotta move one of your bench Pokemon to the active as well. And lastly, we got the stadiums. Pokestop lets you discard the top 3 cards of your deck once per turn, and if any of those cards were items, you can add them to your hand. And literally 90% of our trainer cards are items. And if you're still confused or have any questions about this deck, please let me know in the comments. Alright, let's do some test hand. We're gonna do one for going first and one for going second. But for this deck, you really want to go first, just because you want to evolve Palkia your second turn and start attacking, as well as evolving your Duskull into Dusclops or even Dusknoir and start blowing things up. Alright, let's get into the test hands. Jumping into our first test hand. For this one, we are going first. We're gonna shuffle our deck for a little bit. Give it maybe 2 more good shuffle. 1 more. All right, we'll do one more just for good luck. And then we're gonna offer our opponent if they would like to cut our deck. So we're gonna pretend like we're the opponent, cut the deck. And now we're gonna draw our 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's check if we have a basic Pokemon in our hand. We do start off with a Froakie. That is not bad at all. That is our only basic Pokemon. So we're gonna put down 6 prize cards to the left to start off the game. And we are going first, so let's flip it over. And then let's draw our 1 card, and it's Prime Catcher. So this is a pretty decent hand. We do have 2 Nest Ball, so we can either get a Squawk and then a Palkia V for sure. So we're gonna activate both Nest Balls here. Let's just first check to see if we have the Squawk, which we do. But we're for sure getting the Palkia V because we do want to set up. And then let me just check out my hand again. I don't want to Squawk away the Prime Catcher, but I don't think it'll be a bad idea, to be honest. Losing it is kind of rough, but let's just for the sake of the video, we just want to start setting up more. We need like maybe like a Duskull, maybe a Radiant Greninja. So let's see what we can do from here. We're gonna shuffle our deck. Let's put the 2 Nest Ball away. Put these 2 Pokemon onto our bench. Shuffle one more time. Offer our opponent again if they would like to cut. Pretend I'm the opponent. Just make sure to clean that up. All right, next, I shouldn't have even made them cut. I'm just gonna use the Earthen Vessel here actually to thin out my deck because I'm gonna Squawk away my hand anyways. So we're gonna take the 2 water energy from the Earthen Vessel by discarding the switch. And now we for sure offer our opponent if they want to cut because we're not going back in anymore. I'm gonna activate Trekking Shoes. So we draw a card and we do want to keep the Radiant Greninja. So we'll put that into our hand. So we're gonna put the Radiant Greninja down and I'm actually gonna use the ability to discard 1 energy to draw 2. Just to see if we can get maybe like a Buddy Poffin or another, or like a Duskull. So right now, I will probably just attach here. Yeah, actually no, I'll attach to the Origin Form Palkia V because Greninja only needs 1 energy to attack anyways. Now we're gonna activate Squawk, which means we have to discard our whole hand and draw 6. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a bad Squawk. We're gonna activate that Trekking Shoes again. We really want to hit like another Nest Ball, but if not, we do have a Ultra Ball here. So we're gonna activate Trekking Shoes. I don't need the water. We can always get that back with Origin Form Palkia VSTAR. We got a rare candy. So right now, I think the safest bet is to just stop there. Because next turn we do have Ultra Ball to try to get our Palkia VSTAR to start attacking. We also have Fez in our hand, so that if they do knock out your 1 prizer, we can draw 3 cards next turn and to see where we can set up from there. It's very unfortunate that we could not get a Duskull, but we could use the Ultra Ball to get the Duskull, but I think that's risking it just a little bit. But yeah, that is it for the going first. This is our board at the very end. Unfortunately, like I said, we didn't get the Duskull. It would be nice to have so we can start attacking and popping it next turn. Moving on to our second test hand. This will be for going second, but of course, ideally, you do want to go first with this deck, just so that way you can set up your Palkia, your Duskull to start. Your Palkia can start attacking next turn, and your Duskull can start evolving into Dusclops or Dusknoir and start destroying himself to knock out either small HP Pokemon or put some damage on some big beefy Pokemon. All right, we shuffle a good amount, offer our opponent if they would like to cut, and then we're gonna draw our 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's check if we have a basic Pokemon. And we start off with the Rotom in the active, and there's no way for us to get a basic Pokemon, but we do have Irida, so that's pretty good. So let's put our 6 prize cards to the left. And then let's start our turn. This is going second, so we can use a supporter. So let's draw our 1. We got the Ultra Ball, which is not bad at all. I think this is not a bad hand to squawk away. So first things first, I'm gonna definitely Irida to get my Palkia, or even Greninja, the Radiant Greninja. For sure get the Palkia, and we do have Squawk in the deck. Let's just check if we have Radiant Greninja here. It's looking like we might not have it. Oh, we do have it. It's pretty good, so we have ways to get it out. So for sure, we get the Irida. And looking at this hand, I for sure want to get probably just another, either a Buddy Poffin or a Nest Ball to start setting up. We only run one Buddy Poffin, so let's even check if we even have that. There's no Buddy Poffin, so we can't get out our multiple Duskull. I'm just double checking one more time. Yep, so we're just gonna get a Nest Ball here. And that Nest Ball, we're gonna get our Radiant Greninja. And then we're not gonna make our opponent cut our deck yet, or we're not gonna shuffle yet, but we're gonna use this Ultra Ball to thin away our hand because we're gonna get the Squawk out. So we're gonna Ultra Ball, get the Squawk, because our hand, a lot of the cards we can get rid of, which is exactly what we're doing right now. So we shuffle, I don't know why I'm shuffling, because I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna activate the Earthen Vessel just to get another, just one. We don't want to throw away too much of our energy because we are gonna Squawk away. And I think I will probably attach it to the Palkia V here. Palkia V, and then we're just gonna cut the deck, pretend like we're our opponent. And we use Squawk Abilities EX to discard our whole hand, which we do not have anything. So we draw 6 fresh cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good cards. I'm gonna for sure use the Heavy Ball because we didn't check our prizes just because we don't want to make this demonstration too long. So we're gonna get the Duskull there. We did prize 1 Dusknoir, so we're only gonna have 1 Dusknoir in the deck. So not too bad though. So shuffle and randomly place it back. So this is a pretty good board so far. We're gonna have the Duskull, we're gonna place that down. Ideally, if let's say our opponent has a turbo deck, we might want to set up another Palkia V, but let's pretend like it's just like another deck, maybe like Charizard, Ancient Box, or whatever that can't knock out a big basic Pokemon. So we're gonna get the Nest Ball to get another Duskull here. So in that situation, it's either Duskull, another Origin Form Palkia, or even a Froakie, depending on the matchup that you're against. Froakie is there if you need to, if you're against like a lightning type deck. But right now we're gonna pretend like it's just like a normal deck. Could be like Terapagos EX, or any deck that's currently like kind of popular right now that is not considered a turbo. So right now, we can also use Radiant Greninja's ability, which we're gonna do that because we have a water energy in our hand. Discard it to draw 2, so 1, 2. So we got very good cards for sure. We can Rare Candy the Duskull next turn to try to knock out something. But right now, I think I'm gonna actually activate Pokestop. That's our last thing we're gonna do. See what items we can get. So 1, 2, 3. That is not good at all, but it's okay because we run 4 nice stretchers, so we'll get these guys back later. And yeah, unfortunately, that is all we can do. We can activate Rotom's ability, which lets you draw 3 cards and it ends your turn. So let's see what our 3 cards are. 2, 3. That is not bad at all. Next turn, we can evolve our Duskull. We can Iono our opponent. We have a energy to either attach or use Radiant Greninja's ability. We have Trekking Shoes, and Rotom probably gets knocked out, so you have a Nest Ball to get something else out you need. And yeah, that is it for going second.
Now let's check out gameplay on Pokemon TCG Live.
All right, jumping into the first game. We're gonna choose heads as always. Let's see. We're gonna choose to go first. We won that one. We'll take those. Our opponent, we don't know what they're playing, so we're just gonna put the Origin Form Palkia V up, and then we have a Squawk in hand, which is pretty good. Ooh, they mulligan, so we get to see what they're playing. It looks like they're playing Terapagos, just because I saw the Noctowl and a double turbo energy. So this is really good, especially against Terapagos. Regardless, you want to go first, but at least now we know we are ahead, regardless of what happens. So we draw our 1. The rare candy, not exactly what we're looking for. Hopefully we get like another basic Pokemon or like a nest ball. Iono, okay. We're gonna Squawk, attach our 1 energy, and then Squawk our hand away. Because we can always recover Palkia VSTAR with our 4 Night Stretcher that we have. There's one of the Night Stretcher. And double Nest Ball is really nice. So right here, we're gonna definitely get a Duskull. The only other option is to get a Greninja. So right now, we should use the other Nest Ball. We either get the Duskull or a Greninja here. I think we're going to go with the double Duskull just to see if we can have like a double knockout next turn. Trekking Shoes, Water Energies, we do not need that. We can always just get that back with Palkia V. We got another Water Energy, okay. So right here, I'm deciding if I should put the Mew EX down, but I think we're just going to save that. We don't really need to put that down. We want to preserve our bench space. Realistically, you want 2 Duskull, Palkia V, and a Greninja. They got the Buddy Fawfin, which they're probably going to get a Rotom, and a Dusknoir most likely. So let's see what they do here. Yep, Fan Rotom and a Duskull. Their Fan Rotom can get out probably a Pidgey or a Buffalant, whatever you pronounce it. They can get a Hoot Hoot. They have a lot of options. So they got 2 Hoot Hoot and a Noctowl. Not a bad start for them. They're probably going to put the 2 Hoot Hoot down. And the Nest Ball. Are they going to get the Pidgey? Guessing it's a Serendipity EX, because they know that we most likely will knock them out our next turn. Just because our Palkia can do maximum of 260 and their bench is full. Got another rare candy, not what we needed. We're just gonna attach that 1 Water Energy. Bring back the Palkia V here. And then we're probably just gonna Iono away our hand. I put the Mew EX down because I think I'm trying to draw into maybe like a Duskull. I don't even know why I even put that. Yeah, if I drew into a Duskull or a Dusknoir, I can rare candy that. But we didn't, so we're just gonna Iono away. We know that they had a Hoot Hoot in their hand, so they'll definitely slow them down just a little bit. We got Greninja EX, which we're gonna use that to discard the 1 Water Energy to draw 2 more. We got double Trekking Shoes, we're gonna activate that. We got the Dusknoir, putting that in my hand. Because if we can get a rare candy, we can blow up probably one of their Hoot Hoot, slowing them down a little more. So we Pokestop. Hopefully we hit that rare candy. That's what we're searching for. No rare candy. A lot of Night Stretcher. A Heavy Ball. Let's see what is our prize. We can get the Duskull here, or I think we can just get the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Just because we already have 2 set up. I don't think they're going to blow that up anytime soon. And if we blow it up, we just Night Stretcher it back. So we're just going to attack here for 260. I have 5 Pokemon on the bench, and they have 5. I'm deciding if I want to power up my Palkia, which I will. Since next turn, if they have a full bench, or they can just blow up their Duskull, or evolve their Duskull into a Dusknoir, they can knock out my Palkia. So I just power it up, just in case I have at least a secondary attacker next turn. It's kind of scary just because we should have maybe set up a second Palkia or even our Greninja. In this matchup, Greninja EX is actually really, really strong. I think I was a little greedy earlier because I wanted the double Duskull play where I like blow up 2 Dusknoir to knock out like their Terapagos or even their Serendipity EX. But I should have went for a Greninja EX or a Froakie there to set up for Greninja. Just because Greninja can basically one-shot their Terapagos and their Serendipity. And then if I power up my Greninja with Palkia VSTAR's ability, I can probably take like multiple prizes, especially since they're weak against fighting. I can probably get like 3 prizes there. So my opponent, I think, just Fez. So they drew into 3. They're gonna nest ball. Probably for Terapagos. And then they're most likely have the stadium in their hand. And then they're probably gonna play Noctowl if they have it. I forgot what they got from the Pokestop because they did Pokestop. And my opponent just conceded. Okay, that was way too short, so we're probably gonna play another game. All right, jumping into the game 2, we're gonna choose heads again. Hopefully we get to go first again. And we lost, so I'm gonna guess we're gonna have to go second, which is good. So I can show you guys like the play-by-play of going first and going second, like how to maneuver it. Usually going second, you just kind of want to just put like a one prizer in the front line. Yep, our opponent did decide to go first. We'll start off with Fez and Mew. I'm probably gonna put the Mew just because it's a free retreat. And let's see what our opponent will be playing. Another Mew, very ironic. But I guess every deck has a Mew. Or most deck has a Mew and a Fez. They have a Duskull. Is it a mirror match? Even though I already played this game and we're just doing a voiceover. I know what deck this is, but let's just pretend like it's a mirror. Wow. Got a Rotom V. We also run a Rotom V. But they got the Forest Seal Stone, so that's a big giveaway that it is not Palkia. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. It's probably like, you see the fire energy. So it's either Zard or Dragapult. And they just answered our question. It is Charmander, which is a Charizard deck. Who knows? They could be running Charizard and Dragapult. So they just Mew EX for 2 more cards. Got the Nest Ball, which is probably going to set up another Charmander maybe, or like a Pidgey. Another Duskull. So maybe they're trying to blow up my whole field next turn. They can like double Duskull, knock out my Mew, and then their Zard can just knock out my Palkia. But we'll see. We'll see what we get here. Fleming Luna, not what we're looking for. So we're going to Ultra Ball that away and the Dusknoir to get probably a Squawk if we have it. Because we have another Ultra Ball in hand to get our Palkia V. We always want to have one Palkia V set up. So getting rid of those because they don't matter. We're going to Squawk away our hand anyways. So right here, I'm going to Mew EX after this. Just so if there's 2 useless cards, I can Ultra Ball again for maybe like a Greninja. Yeah, 2 of these cards we don't really need. Gonna Ultra Ball away, get Greninja or a Duskull. So Greninja it is, and then we're gonna Squawk away our hand. Hopefully we hit that Duskull or like a Nest Ball. We do get the Nest Ball and a Froakie and the Duskull. So we put that down. Right here I'm deciding like what I should put down as my last spot. So I'm just gonna Greninja EX first. That's not the correct sequencing because I feel like we should have Nest Ball first. But right now it's fine. I think I'm checking my hand. I was like, I don't have a water energy, but it's okay. We're gonna get another one soon. We have Iono, and I'm still deciding what I should put as my last bench spot. I don't know if Greninja EX is the best Pokemon in this matchup. You can one-shot a Rotom V, but it just feels a little rough. I still put it down. And then do we Iono here? They only have 4 cards in their hand. So I retreated to the 1 prizer Froakie. I'm hoping that they knock it out next turn. And yeah, so if you go second, you always want to just have a 1 prizer up because most likely they will be able to attack their second turn. They Pokestop. They got rid of a Dusknoir, which is really good for us. They can't blow up our back line or even blow up the Froakie, making us put another 1 prizer up. They're putting out another Duskull. So they have 3 Duskull in play, which means they might blow one up this turn. But if they don't, they're kind of bench lock. They only have 1 Charmander set up. And then I think they're using their Forest Seal Stone right now. So that's the V-Star ability is down. I wonder what they're getting here. I'm guessing they're trying to set up their Charizard. So they either get the Charizard or a rare candy. Or maybe like a Arven. whatever they're missing. So they got the rare well, we don't know what they got, but they have rare candy and Charizard in hand. Summon their Charizard, accelerating 2 fire energy, which I'm guessing is 1 in the Charizard and then 1 on the Dusknoir, or maybe just 1 on the Charizard and then they're just gonna blow up the Dusknoir. What? They put 2 fire energy in the Mew EX. Okay. And then they just ended their turn with instant charge by drawing 3. Very interesting play for them. I do have Prime Catcher, so we're probably gonna bring up that Charizard EX. We knocked that out. They're definitely really behind, just because they can't set. They had to set up another Charizard, or Charmander. So I put up the Mew EX just because I know I can retreat. So Ultra Ball here is pretty good. I got the Tricking Shield. I said, nah, I don't need the Nest Ball. We're gonna Ultra Ball away, probably the Switch and the Nest Ball here, to get our Palkia so we can start attacking. But we really need a Dusknoir, just because we only do 260 damage, so we need to evolve our Dusknoir into Dusknoir here. So we need rare candy and a Dusknoir. That's why I Pokestop, because I'm just trying to hit the rare candy here, because we know there's a Dusknoir in our discard pile. That's why I was like, you know what, we're gonna hit at least one of them, but we didn't. So we still have Iono. So let's Iono that. Getting rid of some of their cards as well, messing them up. We got the rare candy and the Night Stretcher, so we're able to bring back the Dusknoir from the discard pile. We're gonna rare candy our Dusknoir to evolve into Dusknoir. And then I think I'm gonna attach for turn just so we can attach other water energies to other Pokemon. Earthen Vessel away, the Pokestop, we don't really need that. And then we're gonna blow up the Charizard. Let's see. After that, we're most likely going to use our Palkia VSTAR's ability, but I'm not sure what to power up here. I think it's safe to just power up the Froakie. I decided to put the Palkia V down, so I'm gonna. Ooh, we have a Palkia V-Star too from the Mew restart. So now we can Palkia V-Star, power up, put 1 energy on the active Pokemon, and then put the other 2 on the bench Pokemon. So if it does get knocked down next turn, which potentially they could, because they are using Mew EX attack to copy my attack, but maximum damage they can do is 260, but they can just blow up one of their Dusknoir, which is fine. If they blow up a Dusknoir, we will be at 3 prizes, and then we just attack, and they're still at 5, which will be at 1 prize left. They could Iono us though, but good thing we have Mew EX in play. Nest Ball, they're probably gonna get a Charmander here. They decided to do Radiant Charizard. Very questionable play. Just because I feel like, I know Radiant Charizard is a 1 prize attacker. I feel like it's harder for me to knock out a Charizard EX. Especially since I don't have Dusknoir set up in my bench right now. I completely forgot what they grabbed from the Pokestop, but that's okay. They're probably digging for the fire energy so they can genome hack. And then they also need to rare candy Dusknoir. Or just a Dusclops. If they even have the Dusclops in deck. Most deck only run 1 Dusclops. So they're getting the Dusknoir. So they have the rare candy already. So they're going to blow that up. We're going to take 1 prize. And they're probably going to damage our Palkia V. Super Rod probably back fire energies and maybe a Charmander. All 3 fire energy. So they're really digging for this fire energy to attack here, I think. I think they're probably going to blow up their Dusknoir now. And I'm guessing they have a Charmander already in hand, so they can put that down right after. I'm not sure what the play is. I think they need the fire energy, so they need to thin out their hand to try to get Mew EX restart ability to go off. Okay, we got our 1 prize. We got our Dusknoir. We don't really need it anymore in this situation. But they're probably going to knock out this Palkia VSTAR, which I'll probably put the Dusknoir down. Because they'll be at 3 prize after knocking this out. Actually, we don't even need the Dusknoir anymore. Because once they're at 3 prize, they knock out my 2 prize. And then I'm kind of out. I can't use the Dusknoir ability anymore unless I want to lose. So they did have Ultra Ball in hand to get Fez. And then they Mew EX for 3. And now they Fez for 3. A lot of drawing power. Fez and Mew EX are really good combo together. So they knocked out my Palkia. Which I still think is weird because they don't have a Charizard setup. It's like really hard for me to knock out a Charizard. So now we just evolve our VSTAR here. I'm going to put 1 energy on the Froakie. Get that ready for a second attacker. Use Radiant Greninja. We're going to dig for Rare Candy, which we just got. And then we need a Greninja EX. I'll take the Iono, because I don't mind Ionoing him right now. Yeah, I'm still digging for the Greninja EX, so hopefully we get a Ultra Ball, or it falls into the discard pile itself, and then we just nice stretcher it back. Come on, let's get the... Oh, we didn't get it, but that's okay. We're checking right here to see if our Greninja is prized. Anyways, we're probably just gonna Iono here and hope for the best. Yep, Iono. I'm bringing back Fez just in case I don't hit it, or maybe I'm gonna activate it first. Yes, I'm gonna activate it first because I want to Iono at the very end. And we hit the Greninja, so we're gonna Rare Candy, set up our Greninja, ready to go next turn. And now we're gonna Iono them into just 3 cards. But regardless, they're just gonna Fez next turn, draw another 3. So I feel like Iono is good, but not really, especially if Festivity is around. We knocked out their Mew. We're down to only 1 prize left, and they're most likely gonna have to attack with Radiant Zard. But then we just win there, because they can't even knock out my Origin form Palkia VSTAR. Radiant Zard can only do 250 unless they're running the tool that lets you do 30 more damage when you're behind. Which I think they Pokestop away really early on. So let's see what they do here. I think we have them at checkmate, because even if they knock out my Palkia right here, I still have Greninja to attack. What will they do? They got the Night Stretcher. They got the Fire Energy. Maybe they have Boss in hand, but even though they Boss, I'll just still bring up my Palkia. And we hit him for weakness too. I think my opponent is thinking really hard right here. They're like, what are we gonna do? There's no way out of this. They could always just bring up... Oh, then there it is. My opponent conceded and we won. That is it for this deck, guys. Stay tuned for other guides coming soon. But in the meantime, you guys check out my other videos right over here. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Whoosh.